You're a lovely sight for this pair of tired old eyes.
If only you were as decrepit as you'd like the rest of us to believe.
You flatter me.
I hear you're leaving us soon.
The house is almost ready to move into.
Well, I hope the Metro Court lived up to your expectations.
No complaints.
Glad to hear it.
I like this. We're having a pleasant little chatty Cathy kind of moment. Maybe you're willing to take it a step further and tell me. How's my son?
I haven't seen or heard from Lulu since your son dragged her off at gunpoint.
And you haven't given it another thought.
I wouldn't say that, but there's nothing I can do about it.
Well, you could be a little more worried, like you would be if Lulu were a real hostage. You and I both know she engineered that escape. Lulu is how Johnny got the gun. And in all honesty, I'm not real happy about that. My son would be a hell of a lot safer in lockup waiting for the attorneys to get him out, as opposed to being a moving target for a bunch of trigger-happy cops.
There's nothing I can do about that either.
Well, I have a suggestion. Why don't you take a more proactive approach in bringing those two back home? It would be in your own best interest to do this, assuming you care about little cousin Lulu's quality of life, and that's assuming she's still breathing when all this is over.
Where are you going with this?
I did some investigating. I tend to do that when a person gets too close to my son. I found the skeleton hanging in Lulu's closet. Her mother, the rocking head of Cabbage.
You know what they say? It takes one to know one.
That's exactly why I know what I'm talking about. I've had an intimate relationship with mental illness, and I know it can be hereditary. I suspect my daughter got some of mine. If Lulu hit the gene jackpot and she starts to crack, she's going to be an even bigger liability. She might even get my son killed. And trust me, Mrs. Jacks, that's something no one wants. It's to our mutual benefit to convince Lulu and Johnny to turn themselves in before that poor girl breaks like...
I just had a very interesting conversation with Anthony Zakara.
Did he threaten you?
No, why would he? Anthony's got no beef with me. I let him stay in my hotel, only so I could spy on him for you, but that
you know
didn't
what? Please don't spy on anybody. It's not going to help me.
Well, this time it did. I was nice to Anthony, and he reciprocated. He reached out to me.
What?
He's worried about Johnny. He found out about Laura, and he's afraid history's going to repeat itself. That Lulu's going to crack under pressure and get Johnny killed. Are we any closer to finding them?
Spinelli's been working on this thing since day one. We got nothing right now, Carly.
Well, at least they're good at staying out of sight.
Well, Johnny and Lulu are relatively safe. The cops don't have any leads either.
What aren't you telling me?
It's business.
It's Karpov.
No, it's Johnny. It's Johnny. If Johnny gets hurt, Anthony is going to lose it. Things are going to get ugly. That's going to give Karpov the opening he needs to make a move against me.
With Sonny's help.
I don't want you waving any red flags at Sonny. There's enough anger between you guys, and you know what? You promised me that you would not confront Sonny about Karpov, and I'm going to hold you to that.
I don't want to put any more pressure on you, okay? But I won't pretend that I'm not furious with Sonny because I can't believe he's doing this to you.
Things are going to work out.
I was taking care of you.
Come on, I don't need anyone to take care of me.
Yes, you do.
Look, everything's fine. Anthony's focused on finding Johnny. Karpov's still finding his way. There's nothing to worry about right now.
You're a terrible liar. Which is one more reason I have to lie for you.
Carly!
Marty, hey, it's me. Can you do me a favor and check and see if there's an Andrei Karpov staying with us? Great. Yeah. Send him a bottle of our best vodka with my compliments and ask him to meet me for a drink. Thank you.
Hey. Wow. You got anything?
I'm exploring a new, avenue of information gathering by way of Karpov's personal life. I may be able to utilize the purchase records of a girlfriend to as a starting point for information.
Okay, I don't know what the hell you just said.
Right.
But if it works, just do it.
Okay, I'll start the search. Hey, while we're waiting, might be a good time for the grasshopper and his master to have a
What is
conversation.
stop right now? What is wrong with you? Why are you twitching?
We are indeed a good team, and yes, her thought patterns aren't necessarily linear, and her ideas are often unconventional, but her insights are useful, even inspiring at times.
What are you talking about?
Okay. Despite Stone Cold's instructions pertaining to anything privileged vis-a-vis anything related to mob activities or Karpov in particular.
This is about Maxie. What did you tell her?
Not much.
Spill it.
I may have alluded to the threat that Karpov poses.
Mrs. Corinthus, I can't tell you how delighted I was to receive your invitation.
If you're gonna blab everything I have you do to Maxie, did you forget her dad's a police commissioner?
Maxie Mister would never betray my confidence.
She wouldn't have to do it on purpose. Something could slip out.
Yeah.
The cops would be crawling all over us. Even more important, if the wrong people realize that Maxie knows too much, she's at risk, Spinelli.
I know. The Jackal knows that all Stone Cold says is true, and I've already resolved to distance myself from Maximista, but Stone Cold, it is so hard. Her flame, it draws this moth with... Ooh. Results.
What is it?
Information of a most dire nature. Two of Karpov's female acquaintances have met violent ends, most notably one who was, having sex with him on a 10th floor balcony that plunged to her death. Karpov called it a tragic accident.
You're a little behind on your town gossip. I haven't been Mrs. Corinthos in over a year. I'm happily married to someone else.
Not so happily. Otherwise, why are we here? Enjoying cocktails and each other's company.
I co-own this hotel.
I doubt you give every guest such personal attention.
That's true. I do find you intriguing.
The feeling is mutual. I'd like to know you better. But this is your place of business. Take a drive with me, so we can be alone.